Hello folks, in the last video we integrated the model into our first MVC. In this video we're going to add another view controller so that when we click the add button or when we click a particular to-do we get to fill in some more details. So what we want to do is add a new view controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm in my storyboard. I'm going to go over here into the filter type view. You'll notice sometimes we have things that are white, sometimes that are yellow. Anything that's yellow is a full view controller which stands on its own and is not associated or it's not part of an existing object. So I'm going to drop this view controller onto the screen and I'm going to make sure it's nice and set up here. Now, this view controller is going to have to behave in a certain way because it's going to be my add view controller and my edit view controller. I want to make sure I make a class that will be able to handle that. So right now, if I look at this view controller, I see that it's just a generic UI view controller, but I want something a little bit more specific. So I'm going to go over to controller, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say new file. Under new file, I'm not going to make a Swift file because that's just too generic. I'm going to make a Cocoa Touch class. A Cocoa Touch class is a class which is based on some piece of functionality within iOS. So if I click next here, I'm going to make this and I'm going to call it add and edit view controller. And I want to make it a UI view controller subclass. So I'm making a new class called add and edit view controller, which is going to be a subclass of UI view controller. So if I add that and I store it in my controllers group, we now have a second controller. So in essence, we're building up a second MVC. The M is not done yet, but this is our view and this is our controller. We have to make sure the view knows about the controller. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go here, click on the view controller, and we're going to say this is now an add and edit view controller. So this view controller is now the correct type. So anything I do to this code will be available and working on this view controller. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to move from this view controller to this view controller and back. So just to recap, we're in the middle of building our second MVC. We have our V, we have our C, and as you're going to see, the model will come as we go. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.